Good afternoon. My name is Niko, host of the political radio show Mikasa Sukasa, which you can catch Fridays here at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook Live or iHeartRadio or awakeradio.us. So apparently the representative from Alabama has decided that he would like to launch us into World War III. It has been announced and revealed recently that the United States intends to pull out of the United Nations. Now, if you understand your history, if you know your history, you understand how detrimental and disastrous that this could be, not only for the United States of America, but for the world in general. And the steps to follow would surely mean pulling out of NATO, pulling out of NAFTA, and just simply removing ourselves from all moderation platforms that are essential to the stability of international politics. Now, although we may not be a huge fan of NATO and we may not even be a huge fan of NAFTA, we still need to be in a moderatory relationship with other nations because of situations like what we experienced in the election where the United States kept pointing fingers at Russia saying that they interfered with our election. That could have been disastrous. If you know, during the Cold War, if we didn't have the constant talks at the United Nations, if we didn't have the ability to put United States and Russia in this in a single location, like, look, we cannot have you guys arguing every 20 minutes and going to war with, you know, the rest of the world in the state that it's in. We could have seen a World War III directly after World War II, but luckily the United Nations stopped it. If you know your history, you know that once the United States, Russia never wanted to be part of the League of Nations. The United States pulled out of the League of Nations. In almost less than a decade later, there was World War II. So with all the constant struggles for power, with all the intersectionalities of economy, the truth of the matter is we need the United Nations right now. We need them to moderate some of the behavior, the imperialistic behavior of the U.S., the imperialistic behavior of, you know, countries like England, for example, like Great Britain. We are essentially looking at another British exit, and ironically enough, if you do the research, the same demographics that voted for the British exit are the exact same demographics that voted for Trump in this Republican Congress, this conservative-leaning Congress. Now, let me clarify that this is not, quote-unquote, Trump's idea. This was introduced by the representative from Alabama. But if Trump doesn't strike this down, this is a huge blemish on his already rocky career start. So what we have right now, with the instability of our relationship with Russia, with the instability of our relationship with China, with all the issues going on in Syria, in Yemen, Turkey's situation worsening, we're looking at a potential World War III if we leave the United Nations. And the United States would be a country on its own. Because yes, there would be economic allies, but at the end of the day, these countries would simply fall back on the United Nations because ultimately there are more of them than there are of us, and they're a lot better off than we like to consider them. They are. Like, comment, share. Tell me what you think. If you think this is a good idea, like the video. If you think it's a bad idea, comment below. Have a good day.